Okay, so let's unpack this. We're diving into a really powerful transition
A
narrative.
huge way.
First Samuel chapter 3, verses 1 through 10. And what we want to do is pull out how it shows this masterclass in institutional failure.
Right, and how new leadership emerges from that. Specifically, what it takes to actually hear a message when, the signal is weak.
And the setting here is just fascinating, the whole spiritual environment.
It's the period of the judges, a time of just total chaos, really. Central authority had completely collapsed.
And the text says it so clearly. The very first verse tells you everything.
Hmm.
It says the word of the Lord was rare.
And that visions were not widespread. It's a system breakdown.
A total communication vacuum.
Yeah.
And that word for vision, the Hebrew korazon, it's not just any dream.
Yeah.
It means that specific, direct, divine revelation. That had just, well, it had dried up.
So in that darkness, you get this incredible contrast. The dying order versus the coming hope.
Exactly. You have Eli, the high priest. He's the old guard.
And he's visually impaired. Right, which is just perfect symbolism. He can't see the future. He can't see the real state of things. It's experience actually blinding leadership.
But, and this is the key, the text says the light hasn't gone out completely.
Not yet. The lamp of God had not yet gone out.
And who is right there then, that twilight moment?
The young servant, Samuel, sleeping inside the house of the Lord.
Right next to the Ark of the Covenant, the physical presence of the divine word. It's placement over power, isn't it?
It is. Which brings us to the call. God calls Samuel.
But Samuel thinks it's Eli.
And this happens 3 times. It makes you wonder, why the repetition? If God is all-powerful, why not just make it clear from the start?
It feels, I don't know, deliberately inefficient.
It does. But think about what it reveals. Samuel shows this incredible diligence.
Oh yeah, he runs 3 times in the middle of the night. I would have put my phone on silent after the first call.
Right. But he is completely committed to his current job serving Eli, and that repeated mistake is crucial.
Because he didn't have the experience yet.
Exactly. The text notes he did not yet know the Lord. He was diligent in the old system, but he lacked the framework, the spiritual reception to recognize the new voice.
And this is where Eli, for all of his failures, becomes this vital bridge.
Yes. On that third call, he finally figures it out. He recognizes the pattern.
He gives Samuel the one piece of instruction that changes everything.
The perfect response. Speak, for your servant is listening.
And that instruction, that's the ultimate pivot. It shifts the whole dynamic from just, talking at God.
To being ready to receive, to actually listen. It's the foundation of real communication.
And once Samuel is ready, the urgency just hits like a ton of bricks.
It really does. God comes and calls his name twice. Samuel, Samuel.
That repetition in Scripture always means something huge is happening.
It signifies a crisis, extreme urgency. You see it with Abraham, with Paul. It means the stakes are incredibly high.
So the urgency wasn't that Samuel was in danger.
No, not at all. The urgency was that the entire era, the whole system was facing destruction. That communication vacuum had to be filled. Now,
It's like getting 2 urgent texts back to back from the CEO.
yeah,
You know the status quo is over.
that's a great way to put it. And it all connects back to his physical location. The voice isn't heard by Eli, the man in power,
Whose radar was dead.
completely. It's heard by the one positioned closest to the source of truth, even in the dark.
So what does all this mean for you listening right now? I mean, this whole story is about a transition, moving from chaos to structure.
And it proves that renewing that communication doesn't start with a title or with experience. It starts with placement and just a readiness to hear.
Which leaves us with a final thought to mull over.
Yeah. If Samuel was called because he was physically positioned closest to the ark, the symbol of the word, it raises a question for us. What are the contemporary places of the word? What are those reliable sources of truth we need to intentionally stay near, especially when the world feels chaotic and that signal seems so rare?